Hello everyone. For today's video, I'm going to review my first two classical games on the July's Chess Classic tournament being held in Kuwait. So this is the first game I'm going to share with you. This is the second game I'm going to share with you. The first one was with white, the second one with black. So the first game, a very short cut about it. My opponent missed 3 pawns and made 2 critical mistakes, and we're going to see how I reached this position. In the second game, my opponent played very fine until they did a critical mistake that led to me winning the position or grinding my way to win the position. So let's start with the first game. So, knight f3, d5, b3, knight c6, bishop b2, bishop f5. So my white structure is about the Nimzo-Larsen attack. I've been recently played, and mainly it plays with e3, c4, or e3, bishop b5, and then c4. So this is the main line. I've been recently prepared a sideline which is d3, knight b d2, and maybe double thinker of the bishop and show castle. You're going to see how this bishop on b2 very efficient with the attack. I really challenged myself to opposite castle, and I want to see how my opponent critically think in this position. So this is the second round. So I'm going to start with the first round. No, this is the first round. This is the first round. Sorry. This is the first round. So let's start. So knight f3, d5, b3, knight c6, and bishop f5. Now I went d3, knight b d2, knight f6, g3, preparing bishop g2, and he went for a strange decision to trade this last square bishop with the knight, which was critically bad, as you see from the eval bar. Bishop e7, preparing short castling. I played h3, preparing g4, maybe g5, maybe lofting the king at the end. I don't know. There are many plans in this position. I played g4. This is a fake attack, as you see, but I want to just sense his pulse. I want to see how he would react to this move. So g4, h6, you're gonna see how h6 weakens his position by weakening the light squares over a few moves. Queen d2, preparing long castles. He played a good move, which is d4, threatening bishop here. As if I just play a random move, for example, rook here, he's gonna play knight b4, as you see from the eval bar. He's gonna simply trade. He's gonna bring here, he's gonna bring the queen. I'm in a big trouble. So simply playing a3 prevents that. Knight back, and this is the first mistake. So he blunders the pawn. I'm gonna shut down the eval bar. Knight back would have been great if you just first follow up with this move. I think this is a good move. Now you could go with the knight back. Now you could join in with the knight. So I think it was critically important to play this move. Other than that, he played knight back, which was a bad mistake. Now I want a pawn, central important pawn, and he went strangely with the f4, f5 sequence, f5, simply blundering another pawn, I don't know why, takes, and then he went for a simple, I could just block, and after rook b8, there's an intermezzo check, bishop d5, king h8, and I could again take this pawn, and then there are many ways you could play bishop here. You could play bishop here as I played. Not really a fork, but a threat to this rook. I thought in the actual game about rook takes. Simply I can't take because of this. So I have to take with the king, but after this, bishop e2, king e2, king d1, and I could escape actually. So for example, queen g5, king d1, you could check me, I could just escape, or I could just also block. So I think critically it blocks because it forks material. So I really escape, and there is nothing to worry about. So, and the ancient really loves this move, but in a certain sequence. So, other than that, he went with the rook back. This knight is becoming very annoying to me, so I simply traded off. I I wasn't so greedy to take this because after this, you're gonna miss this. This is a hefty fork you can't prevent. So just simple castling, long castle, and this pawn is gonna be free. I didn't know, I didn't he protect or even play rook here. Maybe this, okay, so he could play rook here, bishop back. So he went here threatening to take this pawn. If I have gone here, then this, so this is bad. The other rook works fine. He's going to double up his rooks. This is a free pawn. And simply he's trading. This is another critical mistake. Simply pushing, there's nothing. And this is the third critical mistake. So we have seen three critical mistakes. The first one being right here, where he went back with the knight blundering a pawn. And had he, for example, went here, the simple takes, and bishop takes, wins a pawn. So this is the first critical mistake. The second critical mistake, when he gave me this pawn for no reason after playing f5. The third critical mistake came here after I've defended with rook df1 and simply taking this pawn, trading, and then I pushed f4. Now this can be grabbed as well. So, and this is the last critical mistake, weakening this file. So I instantly played queen c3. Give me this rook. You're going to play queen g7. Just be careful. Do not take this pawn on g5 because boom, voila, you're gonna lose the queen on c3. So just simply protect the queen either with king d2 or king b2 if you're brave enough. If you're brave enough, go king d2. I have just went king b2 just for safety. Takes, and there's a nice critical move. You could take back, no problem. But I went rook hg1, just threatening this queen. If you take, I take like this. And if you move, now I could take, threatening this. So he moves, I take, he doubles up, I triple up. And this is simply very lost. First of all, count the pawns. I have extra 3 pawns. And after he comes in with the king, blah, 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 blah. Simply, I'm very winning. Even though he could come and grab this pawn, hello, you can't stop the e-pawn. So this is simply the review of the first game. Let's move on to the second game. So I was black with this game, and I recently prepared an opening called the Perk Defense. It begins with d4. Mainly Perk Defense is e4, e4, d6, d4, knight f6, g6, bishop g7, or if the black line defense with knight bd7 and play. Oh, sorry, the mic went out. Black line defense is similar to the Perk, just play knight bd7 and e5. So I went for the Perk. The Perk is also similar to the modern, by the way. So let's start again from the beginning. He didn't went for the similar Perk defense, but it just transformed to the Indian defense since he played d4, not e4. So e4, knight f6, knight c3, d5, bishop f4. I didn't want this threat, didn't like it at all, so a6, no problem, e3, e6, preparing bishop e7 and short castling. He played knight f3, bishop e7, bishop d3. Oh wait, what happened? We stopped at knight f3, bishop e7, bishop d3, knight bd7. Maybe going like this interesting maneuver with knight f8 and knight g6 if I want. And the second importance to this move, maybe I'm going to go with the bishop like this and play c5. because the problem in the Perk defense is this bishop on c8 is a very useless piece. It's not developed easily, and if you don't develop it enough, this rook can be active and you're gonna lose. So this is the main cons of this position. So after knight bd7, show castles, knight h5. I want this bishop. There's many ways. He could go back, I could trade. He could bring the knight back and retake it with the knight. So he went back with the knight. Interestingly, I played show castle. Now c3, you could go queen c2 or queen b1. I like queen c2 more because it allows the rook to develop. So I played c5, making a good tension. Now he really can't take. He really can't take because knight takes, knight takes. So he went queen b1, threatening this pawn. I didn't like to play this move in the game because I have allowed this and then this. Why would I allow such complications? So I simply played h6. And after h6, he thought for a while because it's not an easy game to play. If you play like this, I could just simply trade and I could go for the center as well. Or I could just play this. Or I could just play this. There are such ways. Black is like, he's gonna focus on the king side, sorry, the queen side, and white doesn't have a clear plan on the king side to take advantage of. So for that reason, he thought for a while and came up with knight e5. After knight e5, simple capture comes to mind because this is the only piece that protects the knight. And you can't go wrong with it. This is the simple clear move, knight takes f4, and a very shocking move, and a simple scene move, knight takes. This is clear for the eye. Anyone is gonna take with the queen, with the bishop, and everything goes fine. He's gonna take back, and voila, everything is right. Except that knight takes runs into a very simple tactic that wins material for black. You could see a simple check with this knight takes, e2 check, and after bishop takes, and you see, I have two bishops and he has one, so I have lost material. Again, let's see, how did he lose material? So he has lost these three pieces and I have lost these two pieces. As a result, I have two bishops. So this is the critical mistake that my friend 1627 rated chess player went through, and from there I went bishop b5, just simplify the position, trading the pawns, queen here activating, maybe coming with the rook. A simple battery in this position is going to be great. And he tried his own way of making complications, g3, h4, just to lock the position because he's really in zugzwang. And bishop back, maybe coming with the bishop in h6, as we will see soon. h4, queen here. Queen here is a nice combination of queen here, rook c3, taking this pawn. But he has his own plans. He went for rook h1. And after I think he wants to come back with the queen on e2, maybe going for g4, and then going for h5. So this seems scary. Even though that's not that scary, I could play bishop h6, run away with the king. So this is what was going on. I thought for a little bit, but I didn't want to take that pawn. That pawn is hefty weak. I don't want it. So I went for queen and rook c2, bishop h6 as planned. And I have calculated that after g4, simple capture, he's gonna recapture by force. He could move here, but why? So I think after capture is captured, I'm gonna take this pawn. It's pinned to the king, and then maybe taking like this, coming in with the rook, as we're gonna see now. So takes the pawn. He went with the king. Interesting. I thought about he could go with here. And this is not wrong at all, but after sitting there for a bit, I thought about coming in here. So queen here, he could push, but then here, Now the queen is threatened. You could take, but then I would take the queen. So you could trade and simply take 6. There is no serious attack at all. And if you move the queen somewhere, and let's say you're gonna back with the queen, I think by simply coming in here with the queen, just trading off. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I think here I simply could check, to be honest. And after back, maybe I don't check. Maybe I come here with the queen. You could go here as well. And I think check is just brutal. So it's all about queen b6, queen d4, and queen f6 and queen f4, forcing the trade. And there's no attack without the queen. So after king f3, I took with the bishop, threatening a check. He went here. Because he lacks a single tempo, I went in with a check. And there was a actual forced mate. I don't know why the e-bell bar stays like this. We don't care. I have this check, which is forced mate in 3, I think. Here, check. If you go back, I come in with queen f6. And if you go here thinking you're safe, no, you're not. Bishop here, check. And wherever you come with the queen, it's a checkmate. So this is the end of the first 2 rounds. I have secured 2 out of 2. See you inshallah in the next videos. Goodbye.